Hello everyone, welcome back to your daily tarot and astrology. This one's for Saturday, March 29th. We have the new moon solar eclipse coming in at 9 degrees of Aries at 3:58 in the morning Pacific time, and of course 6:58, so just a little before 7 Eastern time, and adjust according to your time zone. But anyway, let's get the tarot first. Let's see, what, 3 cards, what do we need to know for today? Knowing that the solar eclipse sets up the energy for the next 6 months, so it gets us through to the lunar eclipse that's coming in September. Oh, awesome. We have the Queen of Cups. That's really wonderful to have in the morning. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Okay. This goes with the astrology. Let me bring it down a little bit there. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. Right on. So with the Queen of Cups coming through in the morning, and this is an immense amount of water. It's receptive water, so reception as to the guidance that you need. I like to look at her as the queen of honoring all that is sacred. Let's hold on. Actually, I'll get out the Eight of Cups too. Let me careful there, so I don't hate it when I get the cards all mixed up. There we are. It's a good idea to do this. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith, there we are. I tend to kind of like this one better. I mean, this is so beautiful though, right? That surrender to your spirit, your higher self, the surrender to the spiritual realms, the psychic realms, and then to receive the guidance that you need. It's just so perfect. And of course, rules all water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But when you look at the Rider-Waite, Smith, the way Pixie created the artwork, she's the only, and this is not the only deck that honors this, but I love it. She's the only, it's the only card that has a lid on the cups, or on the cup. This is actually, it looks like a big sacred urn to me. These are praying angels on the side, you know, of the handles. And she's looking at that. So to me, it's about, well, what I got in meditation years ago is that she honors all that is sacred, which are the littles, the babies, the family, the feelings, everything that contributes to new life and growth. So of course she's psychic and intuitive, because how do you have that much care and take care of the littles and nurture everything that matters the most without being very connected to the people around you? So I kind of like, this one the best. But hey, this artwork is beautiful too. Now when it comes to the Eight of Cups, this is an eclipse card. And what's the true meaning to me in this card, and what's the reason for the eclipse, I think, is that we've done all we possibly can, and the eights bring in the power. In this situation, it's the power to take self-responsibility and walk away. You can't do anymore. Okay? So that, to me, is exactly what Saturn in Pisces means. And in this deck, yeah, there's that walking away to the brighter light. But we don't have a moon here. We don't have the eclipse, because, when to see the moon so brightly in a card, we go, oh, yeah, this could be an eclipse. Well, it came through an eclipse. The moon card could have come through as well, too. But maybe we should start thinking in terms of, and you guys probably have already thought this a long time ago, but maybe we would think in terms of the moon card as being the full moon, and this card being a new moon, even though it's not blocked out. But I like how it's smiling, you know, on the image, on the person there. It's like, okay, yeah, I know. Kind of a little wink and a nod, like, yeah, you've done your best. You can't do anymore. So, if you honor who you are inside, who you are as a human being, who you are as a woman or man, doesn't matter. This is about nurturing and receiving whatever it is that you need to stay emotionally balanced, and you let go of everything else, and you walk away from what pulls you, then you get to the place where you have the power to really, truly be in your, solid, with the King of Pentacles. We're in that realm of security and control and having power over our own abundance, and the discipline to walk away from anything that, that pulls you out of that. And of course, you can see the earth signs here, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn ruling that sign. And maybe the doggy is there to, that protection, the power and protection. But air and earth, it is about organizing. Air is about organizing. Oh my God. That reminds me of the time I said gratitude when I meant to say gratitude years ago. That video's in there somewhere. I do not know which one. My friend over at Camp Foolish, she did a whole video on it. You know what she said? It was so funny. Anyway, I think I made her cry. She was laughing so hard. But the reading was so good, it was like I wasn't going to start over and do it again. I was like, But hey, Mercury retrograde, and I was born with Mercury retrograde, so there's that. But anyway, air is the power of organizing, and in the earthly realm, of course, it's organizing all practical matters to the nth degree with tons of control and power. You can even sit there and grow a beard if you want. We don't care. Okay, so let's look at the solar eclipse chart. So like I've been saying, solar eclipses are always new moons. Lunar eclipses are always full moons. And when we had the lunar eclipse, it was back over here, and now we have it at 9. Solar eclipse is 9 degrees of Aries. So 9 degrees is at that point where, remember all the signs? We have the 3 decans. So the first decan is 0 to 9 degrees. That is, if you want to take some notes, that's where we're developing a foundation of something. Doesn't matter if it's as simple as a new way of cleaning your kitchen or doing your laundry or whatever. You're developing better skills, and there's a foundation you can rely upon within. The second decan is from 10 degrees to 19 degrees, where we're learning lessons. The third decan is between 20 and 29 degrees, where we're deepening and blossoming and blooming everything that we've learned. So we can see that we're in the later decan with many of the signs over here. We're midway in the second decan with Jupiter, because Jupiter, takes 12 years to get all the way around the chart, actually. And Uranus takes 84 years. Neptune is just about ready to move into, I'll be looking at that tomorrow. I'll be looking at Neptune in Aries, so I'll not talk about it today because it moves so slow, and we're going to be in it for, 14 years. In a place we've never been this lifetime. So that'll be interesting. But anyway, let's focus on the fact that Mercury has moved, it's at 0 degrees of Aries. By 7:20 p.m., it will move back into Pisces and join up with Neptune. So Mercury, Neptune together, even today and even over the last few days. I mean, just think about the leak. And information leaks are a part and parcel of eclipses. But just think about the Signal, app, all that leak that came out. And whether or not anything ever comes through against those guys about it. I mean, I did readings on all of them and it looked pretty bad. It was interesting to keep getting the whip, the scythe, and the coffin. I think with all of them that I read on. Pretty sure. So, but anyway, for us personally, we can expect more and more leaks coming out. That's what the water energy is all about. Saturn rules the government. Governmental leaks is apparent right here. To the homeland, because of the 3 trines over to Mars, we can expect all of that. I was going to do this chart over Washington, D.C., but it's Saturday. They're probably not. They're not there. So, but anyway, this is the setup for the next 6 months. And the solar eclipse creates external events. The lunar eclipses, the full moon lunar eclipses are internal. Solar eclipses are external, and at that 9 degrees of Aries, we can bet that there is some kind of new foundation that has been developed, but it's squaring. There's the square with Chiron and Eris squaring Mars, and now the moon headed towards that direction. People are going to start feeling like, I don't belong in this country anymore. I can't find my safety and security and connection in this with this regime that is in place. And more of that is going to, as Chiron moves, I mean, it's already, 24, we're almost at 25 degrees with Eris, but, so we've got 3 degrees of separation. It's going to continue on to get more and more intense. And then Chiron will cross over and move into Taurus, and then we'll start really thinking about, safety and security even more. So, with the solar eclipse, I would say for us, the thing to focus on would be forging new frontiers. And we're going to have the power of Neptune and Aries to help us as well for the next 14 years. But to forge new frontiers in a way that helps honor the existence of who you truly are, trusting your instincts, when you're present within yourself and you're daring to be yourself and you don't mind being in a little positive self-assertion and blazing your own trail in life because you're honoring your uniqueness, then you'll be using all of this energy of the solar eclipse will line up with you. You will align with it, actually. And then, of course, with Pluto here in Aquarius, this is the power of people coming together and networking. And, as time goes by, this alignment here, and just think of the alignment for the next 6 months, especially, not only are we going to see more and more info leaks come out, but we can be moving forward in ways that we help ourselves. Now we can see the, actually, let me do this. Let's get to the aspects, tight. There we go. See these two, so the connection here between the sun and the moon, so here's the eclipse, and we've got this semi-square to Uranus. 2 semi-squares. Semi-squares bring in friction and indecision and learning as you go. It's great for on-the-job training if you have, some of these in your chart. I once recently did someone's reading, and she had several in her chart, and I asked her, have you ever had that opportunity? And she was like, all the time, and then reinventing herself because of what she learned. So amazing. But anyway, I think when it comes to the government, I think this has to do with waking up to the fact that some people are just holding on, using the dark side of Taurus and wanting to hold on to money and being afraid to speak up and afraid to, put themselves out there. But they're going to have to, because this requires, this turns into a square. And so Jupiter, right? This is what the future is. So government here needs to learn with this. We've got the sextile, exact sextile from Saturn to Uranus. The government needs to wake up and learn that if the people don't feel safe and secure with their future is not safe and secure. Their jobs are not safe and secure. We need to continually remind them of the fact that they work for us because we pay the taxes. They can go around and they can lobby and they can take money with all these super PACs, and Leon, with Tesla can go can go and pay people, $100 to vote. He can buy elections like he's been doing, but and I wish I could say that he'll be taken down for it, but I can't really because of Citizens United. So we have to go higher. To go higher, we go to Jupiter, which is the ruler of the highest court in the land, which is Scotus. So to do that, what we need to do, even though there's no exact aspect today, we need to learn more and more and more about how to impeach these assholes and get them out of office. There's at least 4 that need to go. John Roberts, we're kind of, we're not so sure. But Alito, Clarence Thomas, Kavanaugh, and Gorsuch, right? I would say Amy Coney Barrett too, except for she's been voting with the other 3 women, so I'm not feeling that way anymore about her. I mean, if she'll hold that feminine resistance, I'll go for that, right? But removing lifetime sentences, impeaching those who take money, who take bribes, especially from Russia, Clarence Thomas, not holding to the separations of church and state, which is in our Constitution, not holding that we are all equal under law. They need to go. So we need to fight. And Aries at 9 degrees of the sign is developing that foundation. So every day that goes forward while the sun's in Aries, we should be working our butts off to bring through the change that needs to happen. And if we do that, Chiron here squaring Mars, Chiron is our deepest wounding, but also our greatest gifts. In Aries, no less, and this would be predominantly, people born in the 70s, and pretty much. So what this is about is that deeper wounding of needing to know that you belong to yourself. You don't abandon yourself. You don't need to be impulsively pushing yourself, because when you have yourself, you have it all, right? The other side of Aries, which is Libra, is relationship. If you don't have yourself in relationship, then you can't stand up for yourself, and you're going to be afraid of being abandoned. You're not going to You're not going to try to work things out. And then Libra on the other side sometimes can be just peace at any price, and then you've got a very challenging situation where one person's moving forward towards you, and then you're running and ghosting them, and then so they don't come together, right? Or on the Libra side, they're giving themselves away, and the Aries side can be dominating, and then you have a right? So that would be on the dark side. On the light side, it can be relationships in the bridge to come together to fight for something that matters. That's what I'm hoping this is. That's what I'm hoping. That's my prayer for this solar eclipse, is that we all come together and fight for what matters in ways that are peaceful, but firm and strong and protective. So, yeah, okay, that's all I have. Now, just remember, this whole lineup here is in your chart somewhere. So if you know your chart, you don't even need to know. You can take all these these planets and degrees and write them in your chart around the outside of that house, or you can just look for, with the solar eclipse, of course, look for where 9 degrees of Aries lands, and know that house. Oh, and I do have a handout on the houses. So if you want that, if you know your chart, you want the houses handout, just email me and just let me know that that's what you want, and I'll just send it right back. And I do not farm email addresses. I do not save anyone's email address unless you're a regular client, of which, I need that. But, and they have mine too. So if you just go to my homepage in YouTube, there's a hot link for the email, and you can email me, ask for the handout. And then you'll know that each house is a different area of life. And if you know where the eclipse hits in your chart, then that's the area of life that you will be developing the most, developing that foundation for the next 6 months through to September. I think mid-September, or maybe it's the end of September. Yeah, lunar is probably mid-September. Yeah. So that's it. Okay. Take good care. Bye.